G'day Eagles fans and welcome to another episode of Eagles TV. Big episode, big news coming up on the show regarding the Carnival this week as the Eagles take on the Crows on Sunday. Bonz, what do we got on?
Look, lots on tonight. We're going to have a really quick look at the highlights from the game against the Magpies. Very special guest tonight is Jake Von Bertouch, the magnificent defender, come ruckman. He's with us. And also the grand final of Time On. This is it, the last one for the year. Hawley takes on Jared Redden in the grand final. Yeah,
it's been the biggest segment of the year. We know you love it and you'll be tuning in. Make sure you do tune in and share it after you like it. Now, this Sunday is the first of the big announcements. The Mornteam Kia Oval, it is the Carnival Day. Eagles take on the Crows at 2:10. Now, it's the big fun day. The whole day is all about the kids, all about the family. Plenty of stuff to do. All of it's free. Treasure hunt. There's a jumping castle. There's a parade before the game. A lightning carnival before the Crows and the Eagles do battle at 2:10. No reserves games. So the Oval is basically all the
it's
families.
Full of kids. It's full of kids yes. From 8 a.m. in the morning right through to about 1:30 with it ends in the big parade around the ground. So worth coming along and having a look, and we know there'll be thousands of people here anyway.
And doesn't get done without one man who puts it all together each year. Don't know how he does it all by himself, but amazing. Phil Herden, massive shout out to you.
Yeah, well done, Phil. All right, also, don't forget to bring your radio on Sunday. Tune it to 88.3 FM, and you can hear our call, Pickles Bonz, Eagles Radio. It's that easy. If you can't get to the game, then download the Pickles Bonz app, and you can listen there. Simple.
But they'll be here.
They'll be here. Now let's have a look at those highlights, thanks to Mornteam Kia.
Ball out in the open space now. Surely a free kick there for the Eagles, and they'll take the advantage through Sharrod, who goes to half forward. It's going to go inside 50. Garner was good in front of Rowe. Now it's Petrenko, usually poised, usually perfect. Rowe dances one way, then the other. He knows where the goals are. He floats one. He floats one. Oh, you can James row your boat. What a goal. On again. And this time Moore does well, and he sort of has to keep going because momentum dictated it would. He gets it out to little James Rowe. It only has to sit. He only has to pick it up. He does. He gets around his opponent, kick around the body, and Rowe slams it through, and he's got two. Mackenzie. Hand pass was too hot for Frederick, picked up by Moore, tumbled it forward. The ball comes out to Jordan Foot, and he is usually sure by Foot, and isn't he on that occasion? James Rowe there with the shoulder strap and the elastoplast flapping in the breeze, thumps it forward to Petrenko, worked underneath it, was he? No, oh, great mark. From close range, he's going to go round the body Stevie J style. Joe Petrenko kicks on its way, pin, point, perfect Petrenko. He's got the goal.
Okay, interview time again, and our last one for the year. Very lucky to have one of the men who runs the ship across the back line. Jake Von Bertouch, welcome to Eagles TV.
Thanks for having me, mate. Glad to be here.
I'm glad you are, because we'd be happy to have the defenders along. The defensive line for the Eagles has probably been one of the best lines this year. Pretty tight group of boys back there?
Yeah, I think the group we've got there have played a fair bit of footy together. Most of them have been around together for the same sort of period of time. We got a few leaders back there as well, so it's a pretty stable group. But yeah, at times there's blokes that roll through there, different sort of guys as well, which is nice. Yeah, a lot of the boys have played together for a while.
Yep. You said a lot of the people that we interview say the word leader. Do you consider yourself in that mode?
I wouldn't have thought so, mate. I sort of go about my business on my own, and yeah, I wouldn't say I'm a leader, but I think that everyone sort of leads in their own way, and whatever that is, yeah. But I try to just sort of lead by example, play my role for the team. I'm probably not really a vocal leader, but right. I think that I'm happy to play my role for the team, whatever that is. Yeah.
Well, let's wind it back as we always do and find out where things started for you. So, were you a city lad or were you a country lad?
Country lad. So, I grew up in Kadina on York Peninsula,
right.
Which is obviously in the Eagles zone. So, did the country Eagles sort of football carnivals there, and started playing down here. And I think it was the under-17s back then.
Did you have any brothers or sisters growing up?
Yeah, I've got one older brother. He'd be 28, 29, I think. Yeah, he's got a 2-year-old daughter as well. He's in Kadina still. Owns a gym up there, so right. Yeah, he's going pretty well.
So did you ever get lucky enough to play with your brother in the seniors, or was he too old?
Nah, he wasn't really into footy. He was more into motocross, that type of thing. I think we played played a bit of minis together back in Wakery when we were about 6 years old, but he used to be the bloke that was swing along the post. Wasn't really that interested. So
The butterfly watcher.
But yeah, no, I haven't
Yeah.
played together since
No?
then. But yeah.
Now, you've already said it, but how's that transition work for you, for the Eagles? When do they first show some sort of interest, or that you start knowing, I reckon I'm a chance to play, or first of all, at a league club or a league level?
Yeah. I think the first sort of one is, I think it was called the Bub Smith development squad back then, which was under 15s or 16s country carnival. So the all of the Eagles country zone played against each other, and then I think they picked a squad from there to try and develop, and then we came down to Adelaide and played against the other sample country squads as well. So that's probably the start of it, and then under 17s was the first official games we played out with the Eagles.
Were you the sort of kid who wore all the gear back up the country, the hoodie and the tracksuit or the bag? Did you?
No, I tried to stay away from that. Yeah, you can't really get away with it up there. If you put a pair of shorts on, they get stuck in you, so
Yes.
try not to.
Now, you were rookie drafted by Adelaide
Yep.
in 2011.
Yep.
Did you have any notification about that earlier, that they were going to do that, or was that just out of the blue for you?
I'd had chats to a few different clubs, and yeah, you never really know. I missed out in the national draft, and then after the rookie draft, yeah, I'd spoke to Crows in the lead up, but yeah, there was obviously no guarantees, so I wasn't. Yeah, I was never really too sure, but I was a Crows fan growing up, diehard, so I was pretty
Yep.
excited at the time. Yeah.
So you said you missed out on the national draft. What's that like for an aspiring AFL kid to sit there, and it's you'll know the number of how many you've got to sit through names, and yours doesn't come out. When does that start? When do you start kicking the coffee table or banging the chair?
Yeah, you try to stay pretty positive, but yeah, as you said, you go through and then names start getting called out, and it gets closer and closer to the end, and you're not too sure. But yeah, which is pretty hard because I suppose you put most of your eggs into that basket and really want to play AFL. I just always tried to know that there was the rookie draft that was to come as well, so try to remain positive that way, and yeah, was lucky enough to get picked up there.
And so the skills and I guess the knowledge that you've picked up being around an AFL club, how much does that help you when you play and come back at sample level?
Yeah, it's massive. I was only there for a year, but yeah, you see the standards, probably the training standards especially, that all the good players have. So yeah, you definitely learn a lot. I was only there for a year, but yeah, took a lot out of it.
Yeah, and someone whose eye, or someone who caught your eye that you said, well, that's what I've got to be doing to be at that level.
Yeah, there was probably, who was there at the time? I think Nathan Van Berlo was the captain at the time. And he was a real good leader, and he was probably one of the hardest workers. And then also from a different perspective, I was same year that Brodie Smith was drafted, who was out here at Eagles as well, and he probably slotted in straight away. Was pretty impressive from a first year. I think he played maybe round one that year.
Yep.
And yeah, slotted in pretty easily, so that was pretty impressive.
Now, you said that earlier on that you're happy to play your role wherever that may be, and that year it's been just about anywhere around the ground at times.
Yeah.
Do you like yourself as a forward?
Yeah, I don't mind playing forward. Yeah, it's always fun to try to kick a couple of goals instead of seeing them go over your head.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm not really too fussed at all where I play. Yeah, I've said to Sammy, it doesn't bother me if I change every week where I'm playing. Some blokes sort of like to get set into one position, but yeah, it doesn't bother me if I'm changing every week, going forward, back, wherever. I think I'll probably play a bit better down back, but yeah, to be able to have that ability to play a couple of different positions always helps.
So if you were given the magnet board before the game, where's Jake Von Bertouch lining up?
Depends.
Who you playing against?
I reckon, yeah, I don't know. We'll chuck myself up forward just so I can be a hero and kick a couple of goals.
So what do you do when you're not playing footy?
So I've just started a new job about 3 months ago at Westpac as a credit assessor, so that's all pretty fresh at the moment.
Right.
Plenty to learn, so that takes up, that's the week to week, sort of day to day there, and outside of footy, when I get time, like to get a hit of golf in with mates,
Right.
hang out with mates.
Any good?
Not as good as I'd like to be.
Yes.
Still spray a few, but it's good fun, love it, and yeah, that's about it.
All right. Question that both myself and Bonz tried to work out, and we couldn't find any links on there, so we go straight to the horse's mouth. The last name, Von Bertouch.
Yeah.
Where's that originate from?
I'm pretty sure it's Dutch.
Dutch?
Yeah, I think it's a fair way down the line.
Well, the Von would be a bit of an indication.
Yeah, I think so. I could even be wrong, who knows? But yeah,
So
I'm
you've
pretty
done
sure
no
it's
research
Dutch.
on it?
I haven't, no. Yeah, I think it's Dutch, and there's no one recent that's got any heritage back to there that's, were born over there or anything. So I think it's a fair way down the line. Yeah.
Now, there's some pretty strong bloodlines in regards to Von Bertouch here in South Australia. Are you related to the two superstar netballers?
I claim it. I don't think they would claim it, but yeah, I think so. I've actually never met them, but I think our grandparents or something are related. Yeah, there's not many Von Bertouchs around, so
No.
I think most of us are related somewhere. But yeah, I haven't actually met them.
So there's not some big sporting Christmas farm family where
Nah,
they all get together and compare notes?
As long as maybe I'm not invited, but not as far as I know.
Oh, look, you'd be invited to our Christmas party because you've been a pleasure to watch all year. You give us plenty to chat about and to raise our voices in the Eagles radio commentary box. And thanks so much for sharing us a bit about yourself on Eagles TV.
No worries. Thanks
Thank
for having
you.
me, mate. Cheers.
All right, it's time on, and this is the grand final of the Cup game over the last 2 weeks. Been a very close contest. We have your two champions here. They're going in playoff. This is the bottle flip, and then they got to top it with a cup. Enjoy. In 3, 2, 1. Of the Red Cup game, there we are, all done and dusted, time on. Woo! Thanks to all the boys who competed. Paulie, the champ, must be the beanie. Well, Pickles, we've come to the end of our final episode for this season of Eagles TV. Now, there is no doubt that Eagles lead the way in the SANFL when it comes to fan engagement, social media, Eagles TV, Eagles radio. They do it all, and we've had a ball bringing it to everyone, haven't we?
Yeah, certainly have, and we haven't been able to do it with a whole heap of support from some great sponsors, Bonz.
Well, let's go through them. There's Mornteen Kia, there's iCorp Insure, Telstra West Lakes, the Agile Group, and of course, Pickles.
Yeah, Sinclair Dental, who are also the major sponsor of the Carnival on Sunday. So make sure that you get down and support that. We're going to bang on that about that a little bit later on as well.
Absolutely. And some help from, obviously, the guys at the club.
Yeah, Luke Powell, of course, Goldie, Buzzy, but also the boys in the board.
Yeah, Kurt Slavin and his board, we thank you on behalf of Pickles and I for getting behind Eagles Radio and Eagles TV and making it what it is.
Yeah, it certainly has been sensational. So let's wrap this show up, Bonz. Now, time on. We finally got a winner.
Yeah, Hawley, well done. Almost as good as a BNF, mate. You're the grand final winner of Time On this year.
All right, for the last time, on Sunday, Eagles take on the Crows in the Carnival Day, brought to you by Sinclair Dental. After Phil Herden's great work, make sure it pays off for him. There is going to be a huge crowd here. They're going to be all over the Oval. Make sure you're here, Bonz, and bring your radio.
Thousands here on Sunday. Bring your radio, tune it to 88.3 FM to hear our call of the game on Eagles Radio. And then also, after that, head up the club, have a drink, have a beer. And if you can't get here, you can download the Pickles Bonz app and listen to our call there.
Make sure you stay in touch with everything that the club's been doing, either for the off-season, as they get started for the new season, through all their outlets, Facebook and Twitter. And we hope you've enjoyed Eagles TV and Eagles Radio as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. The response has been overwhelming, and we'll see you next year. Go Eagles.